What's up, you guys? How y'all doing? Oh, man. Okay, I've been sitting here for about, 10 minutes waiting to go on because I'm like, man, as you see in the description, I say, man, I'm going to try not to curse. But it gets hard. So do you guys know why I stopped watching the news? I figured out a long time ago, if you all remember, you got to defund the media. The media is the devil. When you talk about the enemy of the people, it's the media, on top of other things, but the media. 100% the media, the news networks. And I know it's popular right now for, people to not want to call out their own side, right? If you're a conservative, you don't want to call out Fox. You don't want to call out Newsmax. You don't want to call out Real America's Voice. And if you're a Democrat, you don't want to call out CNN. You don't want to call out MSNBC. You don't want to call out ABC, all these places. But that's the problem. They're the ones that got you believing the things that you believe. I mean, think about it. Why is it that a lot of liberals, right, that don't know anything about politics, let's just say that they just watch the news and that's how they get their politics, and they don't watch anything else. They're thinking Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, even though it was 35 or 34 payments that they stacked them all up and said, yeah, he's a felon 34 times. And then if you're a conservative and you don't watch anything but conservative news, well, then you believe that every Democrat is, a demon or whatever it is, right? But then when you watch, if you're a conservative and you only watch certain, like say you only watch Fox. I like Fox, right? Well, no, let me rephrase. I like Gutfeld. Funny, and it's like more entertainment than news. He talks about the news, but it's more entertainment, right? I can't stand Fox, but I like Gutfeld. And if that's all you would watch, if you was to switch over and watch something like Newsmax, it'd make you not even want to be a conservative no more. I hate Newsmax. When I talk about all the news networks in the world, and I got crap for this when I was in DC DOC, because I used to always talk trash about Newsmax. I've hated Newsmax since Newsmax began. I've never liked Newsmax. I hate Newsmax with a passion. And they just made me hate them more. They just made me hate them so much more. That is a rag. Newsmax is, to me, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, right? This is just me. To me, Newsmax is full of people that have that whole white agenda. They want to push, they're like the same thing as like, a racist. I'll just go ahead and I flat out say it. Newsmax always gives me racist. They're racist. There's racist vibes. But you say, but no, Cash, that can't be true. They've had on black people. So yeah, you know what kind of black people they have on? This is the kind of black people they have on. Yes, a boss. Yes, a boss. That's the type of black people they have on there, which, whatever, do you think? I don't care. And then the newscaster that they got, they say, oh, well, they got David Harris Jr. Don't get me started on that Negro. I can't stand him either. And he just made me not be able to stand him even more. I'm going to show you this clip, and then it'll make sense to you. Now, before we play this, this live is not about Jake. This is about the media, okay? Jake doing his thing. If you could get on the news, get on the news, right? But I'm going to hold that news accountable. Let's listen.
Londistan, Paristan, you name it. There's so many cities that have Muslim mayors that are okay with Sharia law. That's what they do.
Before we keep going, let's just remember, David Harris knows about everything that my man Jake has been doing. He knows. He knows that he had, Jake had the little moment where he said, why do you think Trump let us out of prison? It was obviously to kill all the N-words. What do you think we were pardoned for? They know how he feels towards black people. David Harris knows, but here he sits. Here he sits. Listen to him.
I want to set the record straight too on something. Was it you that had the Quran in one hand and a whole flap of bacon in the other, and were slapping that Quran and making them cry? I mean, was that you?
See, now that's as far as we need to go, because like I say, this isn't about Jake. It's about the media. David Harris has Jake on. Why? What's the purpose? To push an agenda. What's the agenda that they push over there on Newsmax? Black people, bad. Brown people, bad. Muslim, bad. Israel, fantastic. Palestinian, bad. Then obviously, look at him. Not Jake. Look at this cornball, David Harris Jr., just smiling. You should. I'm not even gonna finish playing the rest, but you should see him. He just starts like doing all this stuff, looking like a. I can't stand him. God help me right now. Give me strength. Defund the media. They're willing to platform anybody as long as it goes with their narrative. It doesn't matter about anything else. It doesn't matter about the type of person. It doesn't matter about what they do. It doesn't matter about who they are. Only if it fits the narrative. Newsmax is one. To me, Newsmax is CNN for conservatives. I can't stand them. They got a couple good. I won't take it all the way from them. They got a couple good people over there that do try. But even then, they still have to roll. They still have to roll with the narratives that they push. You know, there's a part where Jake's talking, and I got to say it. I got to say this. I've got to say this, okay? There's a part of the interview where Jake gives the statistics for everywhere that Muslims go, how it changes. And I got to bring this up. I've got to, okay? Because you guys, before I say it, you know I love all people. I love everybody, not racist, not bigoted, not none of that. But I got to call it out. Got to call it for what it is. Because he's using and this is what Newsmax is going for. They knew Jake was going to go on there and say things like this and say all the messed up stuff that he said, right? But it's funny that they won't say the same thing about every single place that Israel has gone before they were Israel. We're going to talk about all the countries. I mean, hell, the last place that they were in, you know, the last place that they were in. And when I say they, I mean, you know, the people that wear the small hats. And I'm not talking about Jewish people. Let's just get this understood. I'm talking about, well, we'll go with what Jake said. The people that practice that religion, like the Talmud, you know, that do the Talmud. I'll just use that, right? The ones that were creating literature, the ones that were creating books when they were in Germany that had to be burned. When they talk about the book burnings. But it's the same stuff that we're trying to get out of our schools, right? It's the same exact stuff that we're trying to get out of our schools. The gender stuff, all the stuff. And we ain't gonna get into it, but you know what I'm talking about. And they say, well, Germany was burning the books. Yeah, those were the books that they were burning because of the George Soroses of that time. Because that's who we're talking about. We're talking about the George Soroses, not all Jewish people. The regular Jewish people suffered because of the top people, like how we all are today. Just keep it a buck, right? But every single country that they've been through, they were kicked out of. Not because of the people, because of the leadership. The Soroses of their time. Does that sound messed up that I said that? Does it? Because I'm just pointing out, you know, historical fact. It's a historical fact. They were kicked out of every place that they've ever been. Is that wrong? I mean, I'm wondering because Newsmax seems to think that because every single place that Muslims go, according to his guest, they get kicked out and the society just becomes bad. And does it sound messed up though? But it's true. But we won't ever hear either one of those guys talk about that. Why? Well, because one of them is Jewish, right? and the other guy is paid by him. Just say what it is. He's paid by him. It's just cut dry. Again, I'm not talking about my Jewish brothers and sisters that I love. We're talking about the elite. We'll say that, the elite. Is that fair? I don't know whether it's fair or not. Don't really care, honestly, because I'm just sick of it. Because so many people watch Newsmax. And then beyond his show, you just listen to a couple of the other ones and they throw them little innuendos in there about immigrants, right? But they Mexicans. They make, if you are not somebody that can, critically think, or maybe you're new to politics, or, you're just getting in. If you watch Newsmax, I promise you, if you are not white and proud, you're not going to like Newsmax. Flat out. A person just getting introduced into conservatism watches Newsmax, they're going to be like, bro, they are racist. They are racist, bro. I can't deal with Newsmax. I'll never want to be a conservative. I don't even know why Newsmax exists. I really don't. Other than to further a white nationalist, or no, not that. What is it? What's the one? A white, what's he call himself? The racist guy? Whatever they call themselves, the Nazi people. Yeah. To create the white Christian nationalists. No, that's not that. White Christian nationalist is not bad. What is it called, you guys? You help me out here. What is it? It's called something. We're just going to call them racist. Just going to call them racist. I can't stand it. I can't stand CNN. I can't stand MSNBC. I can't stand, because they're the ones that cause the chaos. Literally. It's because of Newsmax that a lot of liberals and conservatives hate each other. They don't even know each other. They don't even know each other. They just watch the news and they're like, you're supposed to hate that person. And then over there they say, you're supposed to hate that person. And then they do. And they do. Everybody runs, they listen. Good dogs. Good dogs. Nobody has a conversation because they're speaking talking points that are both wrong. They got hints of truth in it. They're right. Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies, but they told a lie about why it happened. And then let me just add on to that real quick. To all my people that are Democrats and are liberals that only watch liberal news, listen to me. Don't you find it kind of strange that the news reports to you how bad and evil Donald Trump is? And for the last, since what, 2016, we're going on a decade next year, they've told you Orange Man bad and couldn't give you nothing bad except for made up things. And then it got to the point where none of it worked. All the made up things, it's coming out that it's fake. The Steele dossier, that was fake. The Russia collusion, all that fake. Everything fake. But then they say, well, now he's got 34 felonies. Predicated on what? Trumped up charges. You guys had to create something. But that's it. Out of every impeachment, nothing comes of it. Every impeachment, nothing comes of it. Trump's still going strong, doing his thing. And they lie. And then for all my people that are conservatives, they got you thinking that your neighbors hate you because you're a conservative. Here, let me help you out. Maybe some of them do. Like the super leftist, you know what I'm talking about? The ones with the purple and blue hair with the nose rings that just, they hate, they can't see anything past their own butthole, right? But then there's the regular Democrats who just maybe wear a Obama shirt, or, maybe they're just Democrat because they're Democrat and they're moderate. Got you thinking you got to hate them. Not even willing to have a conversation because you met Becky with the blue hair. So now you're just like, oh, no, they're all the same. And we never have a conversation. The media is here to deceive you for an agenda. They all push a narrative. Every single one of them push a narrative. They do just like the devil does. The devil will give you a little bit of truth and then twist it. That's what they all do. They give you a little bit of truth and then they twist it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. This was the last straw with Newsmax. I'm going to start making content about Newsmax. I'm telling you. I'm about to make so much, especially you, David Harris. I'm disappointed. And I didn't even think I could be more disappointed in you. You've always been a flaky scumbag to me. You've always been one of those Sambos that'll see a nigga in the field getting whipped and go up and say, let me take a crack at him, boss. That's who you are to me. I can't stand you, bro. You're right up there with all the other ones. And I want to point that out too. I want to point that out because we got a new wave of black conservatives. And I love it because they're more like me. I love that. They got real life experience, you know? They grew up in the slums. They grew up rough. Some of them from gangs. And I could see it. I see it when I watch them. I'm like, oh yeah, I could tell, bro, you know, or sis is, she's from around the way. But when it first started, when I first came into this, remember when I was real popular, I was the only one like me. It was me and Kingface. There was no other real like street conservatives that was black. It was just me and Kingface. Rest in peace, Kingface. But I hated you Negroes. I couldn't stand none of you niggas. I couldn't stand the Tatums. I couldn't stand the Candace Owenses. I couldn't stand the David Harrises. I couldn't stand none of you. You know why? You know why? Because y'all was bootlickers. Flat out. Bootlickers. I gotta say it. I feel so good right now just speaking the truth. Oh God, it feels good to just get this out right now. The reason why I couldn't stand none of y'all is because your whole stick was just talking crap about black people and how stupid black people are. I hated it because here I sit getting involved in politics and growing. My platform blew up and I was being authentically me. Just a regular dude from the hood that's educating himself on politics. And then I got to listen to the people that y'all say, oh, listen to him, Cash. You should check out Candace Owens. You should check out David Harris. You should check out the Hodge twins. You should check. And I start listening to them, and I'm like, okay, like the Hodge twins, they funny. The Hodge twins is funny. But now they're not. Now when I listen to the Hodge twins, I can't stand. These niggas are the worst bootlickers. The worst. Straight up. They want to be white so bad. I don't know what happened to them in life. I don't know. I used to be a fan, but all their content these days is the same thing. Talking about Shaquisha and Bonica and all these, the same stuff. And it's played out, which is probably why they don't pop up in my feed no more because they just, you know, faded away. Because nobody wants to hear that. And most of the new black conservatives are more like me than like them. David Harris, he faded out before he even got started. The only reason why you got popular, David Harris, right, when you did, is because you was a clean-cut black guy that talked like Carlton and you smiled at every single thing that was ever bad said about black people. And you said it yourself and you've been right down there and you kissed the butt cheeks of people that actually hate you. And that, just like what we just seen right now with that interview. That person sitting next to you thinks that you shouldn't be in America. Stupid nigga. And you sitting right there, aren't you the one that slapped the bacon on the Quran? Oh, yes. What? You are a cornball. 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 And you're there to cause a divide. Candace Owens, what more do I need to say about Candace? What more do I need to say about Candace? We all see where that gone. It's over with for her. In my mind, it's just done. It's whatever. Brandon Tatum. Hated him for a very long time. Then came around. So I'm like, all right, he got some good takes on some things. I like Brandon. He's all right now. And then I come across a video that he just made the other day, and then it's just another reminder of him calling out dumb Negroes. That's your whole thing. I never hear you say anything else. Anything else, like if you kept it honest and you're like, these dumb Negroes, these stupid white people, these dumb brown people, these dumb Jewish people, these dumb Chinese people, I'd be cool. I wouldn't have nothing to say, but it's the same thing with every single one of you stupid niggas. It's the same thing. It's just always everything bad is black. The only thing good is Jewish. Gotta love the Jewish, except for Candace. It's gotta hate the Jewish. That's what Candace is. She's the opposite. It's just gotta hate everything Jewish. You can't love the Jewish people. You gotta hate them. It's one or the other. It's just too extreme. Too extreme. So I guess it comes down to just love the Jewish people who pay you, because that's what it is with all of them. It's just how I feel. I can't stand y'all. I can't stand the media. And I'm really glad to see this new wave of black conservatives. I really am. It makes me proud that y'all ain't up here tap dancing. Tap dancing. You know, and that's why they took my platform from me. Let me just say this. That's why they took my platform from me. Because my platform, I didn't have no help. I didn't have no agencies. I didn't have nothing. My almost million people, a little over 500,000? No, 600, about 600,000 people that I had across my platforms was all organic, based off of me being me. That's it. Speaking life to the community that I come from. Speaking life to the brothers. When I'm calling out bad behavior, I'm not saying, oh, look at these dumb Negroes. These dumb Negroes can't do nothing right. Like my man Talmud Tatum, which I said that I hated that you was getting the backlash that you get. Like I felt bad for you. I take it back. I don't feel bad for you in the backlash that you're getting. It's well-deserved over all the years of the lashings that you've given the black community without trying to elevate. And that's the issue that I have. See, with me, I elevate. When I talk about the problems in the community, I'm not saying it's happening because you're just a dumb black. No, I'm saying, bruh, this is happening because we was taught wrong. And we got to do a different way. Started up at 501c3, geared towards helping kids stay off the streets and away from gangs and away from drugs, and out there talking to them, telling them how to do right. Action behind the words. What do you niggas do? What do you do? My bad. Lawrence. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Conservatives should not be anti-black. It should be pro-American and pro-God. Amen. That's all I've been saying. I've been saying it since I started, bro. Been saying it since I started, but now it's just, it's a couple different sects going on right now within the MAGA movement, right? If you're MAGA, you either they got the America First, which means you gotta hate the Jews. And simultaneously, you gotta hate black people and brown people. And then on the other side, you gotta absolutely worship the Jews. You got to just worship them. They're the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? And then there's people like us, regular conservatives, who are just like, look, we just like good people. We like honest, good people that want to be here, that do what they need to do. That's us. That's it. That's us. But then you got the extremes. And then God forbid, watch how much hate I'm going to get for this. How dare you talk about Candace like that? She's my hero. And the other ones, I love David Harris. He's such a clean, well-spoken black person. And then there's going to be the other ones. I love Talmud Tatum. He's the best. He used to be a cop. Back the blue. Man, listen. And for those who are going to do that because you can't understand what I'm saying, hey, it is what it is. You're going to be mad, be mad. I still love you. No skin off of my nose. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of it because this is this crap that gets pushed in front of us every single day. Every single day. You know, and since we're on talking about people who peddle BS, let's talk about this scrub, Ryan Maida, whatever his name is. I don't know. Candace Owens' biggest fan. The Negro that stays pushing conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory and getting people hyped up, and it's the same thing over and over and over, but people can't see through it because they're just like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, something else for me to complain about. And meanwhile, nobody's talking about what the hell is going on within our own country, like for real. Like how in Chicago, they got these dudes that just got found. I don't know what they were. They were immigrants. They were illegal. You know what I'm saying? But just got found with C4 explosives and cop outfits and firefighter uniforms. So for all the people that want to be all upset about the Trump deportations, Well, maybe it's deeper than you understand. Maybe it's a little deeper than you might understand. Maybe he's onto something that he really can't alert the public about because there'll be mass panic if you really think that there's for real people over here that are trying to steal your sovereignty, that are trying to change the freaking face of America. You ever thought about that? Maybe they hate you so much that they're about to start trying to exterminate. Who knows? I don't know. I just know that they found a whole bunch of niggas in a building with a bunch of C4 explosives that ain't from here, with cop uniforms and firefighter uniforms. The Chinese nationals. They found some Chinese nationals had a whole place filled with a bunch of I forget what they called the what's it called, man? They can shut down your communications. They can shut them down, okay? They can shut down your communications. And people over here tripping, talking about, we shouldn't be deporting people. No. And I understand. I feel I'm not going to make fun of you because I sympathize with you guys I get it. You got a heart. And you're like, I don't want to see people, being mistreated. And I feel you. Like, ICE doesn't got it all the way correct. ICE there's a bunch of morons that are actually doing some really stupid things within ICE, like busting open actual American citizens' houses, busting up windows of American citizens. I get it. They make some mistakes. They're human. They're human. And if they understand the threat, right? Maybe they got information to say, hey, I get it, it's bad, but we got to do this because they told us that this is a for real national security issue going on over here with the Somalis. People mad about the Somalis. Bro, get the Somalis. Look, I sympathize. But if you're not from here and you came illegally with bad intentions, then you got to go. And if you didn't come with bad intentions, but you came illegally, you still got to go because it's got to be fair across the board. I hate it for you. I sympathize for you because you're probably not a bad person. And I understand, and God bless you. And I hope that you can make it back to America the right way because you were doing it. You're living a good life here. I understand. But if our way of life is threatened because of the bad people that came, and look, you got to go. Everybody, Somali, anybody, I don't care, wherever they're from, Italy, I don't care. I don't care. And this stuff isn't being reported. Like if you're not in the Chicagoland area, you probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about with the C4 getting found inside the apartments with a whole bunch of explosive firefighter uniforms and cop uniforms, which are obviously fake. Got no idea. Which I probably haven't heard some of the things that you probably know where you live at because the news doesn't report it. No, they come on here and put, what's flapping the Quran with bacon? That's what they put on the air. Division amongst Americans when there's literally a common enemy sitting in our country. Literally. There are people here that want to do you harm that are not from this country. That's the real truth. That's the truth. But instead of them saying that, they run stories like that. It's insane. And oh, I forgot. They got the pipe bomber, guys. Did you hear that? They got the pipe bomber. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. We'll see. I ain't even gonna get started on that. I got so much to say. I'm not even gonna say it. Then, did you guys hear about Venezuela? Who heard about Venezuela? One of Maduro's guys flipped and is spilling all the beans. And guess what was one of the things that he said? Guess what? That they got the technology and have been using it to steal elections. Globally, not just here in the United States. Globally. So, they got it for globally, and everybody's tapped in. I mean, well, that just goes to show you that there's somebody up that's ruling this world that is doing some nefarious things, robbing the people of their rights, and putting people in who they want to be in. Why would they do that? Well, for control. Control of what? Everything. You, your way of life. You know, it gets so much deeper than why do you think Maduro's like, hey, Trump, listen, man, hold on. Hey, calmate. Look, I'll give you all the oil, nigga. I will give you everything. I'll let you have it all, dog. Just let me live, man. Let me be. Trump's like, I don't think I will. I think we're going to whip your ass. That's what Trump's on right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. I feel it. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to do something to Venezuela. I'm pretty sure. And rightfully so. Let me just go ahead and say that. Rightfully so. If that's true, that this fool has been interfering in elections around the world, what? And beyond, because there's more. It's more than that. I just didn't get all the details. I got to go back and look. That one thing stood out to me. But if you've been doing that, oh yeah, you need to be taken out, bro. You need to be taken out of power. And then all the people talking about due process, speaking for the people that are coming across the boat in the boats from Venezuela. Man, listen. God, I love you. I really do. And I'm doing my best, right? But them people don't mean you no good. They don't mean you no good. Well, there's civilians on the boat. They shouldn't have got on there. Well, they were forced. Well, that means that God wanted to meet them. Okay? That's what that means. The Lord wanted to meet them. Because after the first one got blown up, they sent out a second one and thought that we was going to not do it because there might be some civilians on there, which is horrible, right? It is. It's sad. It is sad. But hey, you don't know what they got in that boat. Could be drugs, could be something else. Who knows? Venezuela getting pretty desperate right now. All this dirt coming out on them. What they've been doing. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm frustrated, if you can't tell. I'm frustrated with the state of the media. I'm frustrated with the state of our country. I'm frustrated with the state of people and how they interact with each other or don't interact with each other. When they do have an interaction, it's toxic. They hate each other. They don't even know why. Or they choose not to react at all. So then you never get to the truth. That's why they tell you not to talk to each other. This is why the news tells you don't talk to the liberal. Liberal, don't talk to the conservative, because you're going to meet somewhere in the middle and the truth begins to unwind. Well, what did they tell you over there? Oh, they said, well, yeah, they told me that Trump did woo-doo-wop-bam. You say, oh, for real? Well, they told me that Biden did woo-doo-wop-bam. And then you're like, for real? No, man, I've read the paperwork on this. This is why I believe Biden. Or I studied over here, and this is why I believe Trump. Here, check this out. Let's take this and read it. And now we're getting understanding. Now we're getting some understanding. Oh, so they playing us. Yeah, you didn't figure that out when you had that fruit. What's his name? Anderson Cooper. You guys didn't figure that out? This Negro Point talking about a flood, and he had to find a giant puddle to get into, a pothole. Made it look like it was flooded out there. Really, it was up to his ankles. People walking behind him. Didn't even mean to see that on the camera, did you? Walking right behind him. Media deception. Media deception. They lie for a narrative. Panic, panic, panic. You know, remember? Global warming. Global warming, everybody. Meanwhile, hey, everybody, get ready, because the world is about to experience an Arctic blast, the likes of which we have never seen. And it's going to be across all the United States from the Arctic air. I thought the Arctic was melting. I thought you said that the planet was warming. What happened? They lie for an agenda. What's the agenda? Green. Green? Like go green? No, like they want green. They want money. That's what they do. And we ain't hit to none of this yet. They lie consistently. They lie. They lie. Then you say, well, Cash. Well, then why do you make political content? I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to be very clear. Okay. And you can get mad at this if you want to, however you want to feel. The only person that I'll give the majority of my trust that I can give out It's Trump. That's it. For me. Just for me. You ain't got to follow suit. I'm just saying. For me, he's held up his word. He's held up his word time and time again, as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I mess with Trump. That's why I make political content. Beyond that, I don't trust none of them. I don't even trust Trump 100%. I just like him the most. That's all. That's all. I don't trust Trump 100% with everything. God, no. But I trust him the most. As much as a person that I can trust a person, I trust Trump to do his job because he's done it. All the rest of them, hey, I hope you do a good job. I hope you figure it out. But so what did we learn today, class? What did we learn? Newsmax sucks donkey genitals. Okay? One of the worst conservative news outlets there is on the planet. David Harris is Samuel Jackson, but he's not as manly as Samuel Jackson. He's like, it's like I don't even know what to call him. David Harris he sucks. Tatum, Candace, who else I miss? I miss anybody? Oh, the Hodge twins, those. I think that they even might be like lovers, even though they're brothers. They might be undercover lovers or something. There's something weird going on between them. And they grew up weird. I know something happened to them. I don't know. So, who can you trust for some good quality insight? Maybe I start highlighting them. That's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to show you guys some people that I like to listen to that are pretty good, pretty dope. We'll start there. All right. With all that, I am so sorry that I came on here so mad. I really didn't curse, I don't think. I might have said one or two. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be better, but these hoe-ass niggas, I had to say it. These hoe-ass niggas make me mad. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They do. It just pissed me off. All right. I hope y'all have a good night. I'm going to go and finish studying for the CDL test tomorrow. God bless all of you guys that are watching. I hope that you didn't take offense to this because I'm not talking about you. All right? I love y'all. And yes, we can trust Jesus. That's right. That's it. That's the only person that gets 100% trust. Peace.